Hi. Just kind of wanted to say a big thank you very much for taking the time out to speak to me today about the fantastic Launchpad program for Disney Plus. I was wondering if you could maybe explain in your own words what Launchpad is all about. Okay,
Hi, Roger. So nice to meet you.
Hi there.
I also love your background.
Thank you.
So at its core, the Disney Launchpad Shorts Incubator is really about two things. So the first being to give access and opportunity to those who have historically not had it in Hollywood before. And secondly, something I realized going through the program is to tell stories on a global platform that really represent the child within us whom we haven't seen on screen before. And so kind of going back in time, what do we wish that we had seen growing up? And so that really was born, we realized, through the mission, which was to really have our filmmakers tell the most personal stories that they wanted to share with the world, and to nurture and develop those stories and give the same love and attention to their personal stories as we do our films and series within the Disney and the Walt Disney Studios. Philip, anything you'd like to add?
I think the only thing that I would add to that is our hope and intention in doing all of this really is to, raise the next generation of Disney storytellers. And it's a really beautiful thing to be bringing these stories to the platform, bringing these stories to the world, bringing these filmmakers to the world. And we have every hope, belief, and faith and the power of their work.
Yeah, because I was going to add, one of my questions was about how important do you think this is going forward for sort of Disney as a whole? Because it felt to me like this is kind of something that's so important as someone kind of for not just for stories for everyone, but for the people making it as well. They kind of have somewhere to sort of practice, because you don't really have anywhere sort of normally that you can kind of do these things on this big epic scale, really, of a global release.
Yeah, so Disney really is committed to diversity and inclusion, this being an ongoing commitment for the studios. And we are really just getting started. So season one took us kind of nearly 3 years to get to developing the program from the ground up, starting with an idea. And now, nearly 3 years later, releasing our very first shorts for the world to see, which is super exciting, on May 28th. And very happy that applications for season 2 are now open as well. And Philip is running season 2.
So do you know kind of how many is this going to be a continuous thing that are going to keep going, or is there going to be a set number of seasons for this?
Well, we're doing season 2 undoubtedly, and I think that season 2 is coming, my man. So keep a lookout, and I think there's just so much excitement around the program. I think it's just going to keep growing, and I think there's a lot of really exciting conversations taking place. But with season 2 of the program specifically, we're making some exciting changes. We're bringing writers into the program for the first time. We really believe that before diversity can be seen on the screen, it first has to exist on the page. And that comes from writers just pouring their heart out, telling their personal stories, like Mahin said. And so I'm so excited that we're going to be bringing more people into the fold. We brought 6 people into the program, into the studio with Launchpad season 1. And our hope and our aim is to do even more in this next round.
So how did the process work for the first season?
So for season 1, we had a public application and received over 1,100 applications within the US. So it was a very competitive process. Each application was looked at multiple times to get us to our final 6, which is close to a 0.05% acceptance rate.
I was going to say, how did you kind of get the choice down to kind of that final 6?
So in terms of the application materials, some key things that the reviewers looked at were really does this filmmaker have something really unique to say? And are they telling it in a way that really resonates with the audience emotionally? And we kind of had that lens for the directing sample that they applied with, as well as the script. And it always kind of goes back to the why. Why does the filmmaker want to tell this story? So those are kind of key ingredients for us. Philip, anything you'd like to add, especially for season 2?
Yeah, I mean, it all begins with the story. The story is the most important thing. The story is your map, it's your guide, and we're just looking for voices that are just really going as far as they can to just be excellent. And as Mahin said, it is, I hate to say that it's like, there are a lot of people who are looking for this opportunity. There's a lot of people out there who have stories to tell. And the audience of underrepresented filmmakers looking for a chance is wide. And so just by virtue of that, excellence really rises to the top. And so, you gotta push yourself with your work and challenge yourself and constantly reevaluate and just take that story to the next level. So that's what we're looking for.
Cool. And so kind of, this might be a bit tricky for you, but which one of these 6 shorts is your favorite?
I love, like a parent, we love all our children equally.
Yeah. I was going to say also, I'm just kind of to ask, have you got any advice for anyone going in for the second season of what you might be, some tips or what they might have to do?
Mahin, what do you think?
So in terms of advice, I also kind of like to write as well, creative nonfiction. So what I've realized through my own process is the only thing you can control is the process. You can't control the outcome. And so you don't know if you'll get accepted. There's so many factors in place. So as a artist, it's really about the process and finding the most joy and the most fulfillment in that process.
I think spot on, really well said. You have to tell the truth. You have to tell your truth about how you feel about the world and what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. And I think a writer's greatest power comes from following their curiosity. So that's what I'd say, really. It's a little bit of, magic, but you really just have to let the story go where it's going. If we don't see you this time, maybe we see you the next time around, but, write for yourself. Don't write for us.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you very much for taking your time out today for speaking to me about the Launchpad shorts. Fantastic thing. So the first wave is arriving on May the 28th. So thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. Also, a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.